Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to introduce Miss Agness, who will introduce two persons who will be taking part in the conference. So, Miss Agness, could you do the kind honors of introducing these persons?
Well, I'm very excited, first of all, to have them on board attending Love and Sunshine Destination Wedding Conference 2017. Miss Mandy of Mandy's Events and Kurt from Jonas House of Fashions, Bridal Fashions. And I must say, these two young people are very energetic and they have a willingness to learn, which is what I am pushing, the educational side of wedding and events planning. And hosting a destination wedding conference, you guys know it's international. So there is no destination that you cannot go to make this happen, to fulfill your dream and make sure that your brides and grooms are on par. So with that, I turn that back over to you.
Okay, great. So let me first ask this gentleman here on my extreme right to bring some greetings, try to explain to the public what they will be hearing, what they're looking for.
So, as much as I wanted to go first, I was expecting that you'd stop at Mandy because it's females before males. But I want to repeat something at the risk of sounding repetitive. I want to repeat something that we've heard in the last half an hour to hour that we're here. And it's the exposure to information. And I can say that and people don't understand what I mean. But if you research who Joy Agness is, and if you research who all the other speakers, the international speakers who are going to be there is, you would really understand what we mean when we say the exposure to information and knowledge. And I want to share an experience I had because I only met Miss Agness 2 days ago in my showroom. And when she walked out the door, I'm not going to tell you what we discussed, but when she walked out the door, I was wow. And I started to message all the event planners in Guyana who I'm close with. I'm like, you know what? Did you register for this conference? You really need to register for this conference. Because in that moment, I'm really realizing what we could miss as event planners. And it's not just the information, it's also exposure to what's happening outside of Guyana. It's also an opportunity for us to network because we're here and we're still not connected. So it's an opportunity for us to do so many things, and I'm very, very excited. And any event planner out there who's looking at this and want to be a part, I would tell you to register early and come and be a part of this magnificent event.
And, just to add to what he would have said just now, the first thing in terms of anything and any business that you would have been in, persons will always ask, are you qualified? Are you certified? And the first day that I met Miss Agness, I have learned so much in that one day, so I can relate to the experience that he would have had. And education, education, education. And sometimes persons take that for granted. For instance, we are in the event planning business. We are not sure of the how, the whys, and the where. And sometimes even with dealing with brides, sometimes it can be difficult. When I sat with her the first time that we met, the information that she would have given to me in terms of this is how you deal with a bride, she explained that a wedding, it's in a very emotional business. And then I would have learned the first meeting that I would have had from then to now, I have changed the way that I would have started dealing with brides. Now, what I would like to encourage other event planners and wedding planners, for instance, come on board. Why this is so important to us. There is not a classroom in Guyana that you can go and spend 6 months, 3 months, 1 year to do a program on weddings. This is somebody who's taking the time to come to edify us, to let us know what we need to do. Now, I have been a part of Wedding Expo. Wedding Expo is one of the shows that everybody goes to see how we're going to show ourselves off. But there is not a program in Guyana that can tell the vendors, we are standing behind the table, we are telling persons you can have an awesome wedding, but who is teaching us? This is what Joy Agness is doing. This is what the Destination Wedding Sunshine is bringing to the table. It's edifying us so we can be better. When you have a bride comes to you with all these ideas and all the crazy things that that people think sometimes is crazy, when you have somebody like Joy Agness telling you that they're not crazy, we've had brides that before they were hesitant to say, oh, it sounds crazy. And then we're now being trained to say, it's not crazy. It's okay. It's normal because we are getting information. So the little that I have gotten in such a short time, I can imagine what we all will be getting without that conference.
Great. And thank you.
Okay. Good morning, listeners. Let me first introduce myself. I'm Leroy Paul from Illusions and Decor Event Planning, right? And I'm actually thrilled to be here, and I'm anticipating the conference actually, right? Because what it's doing to me, it's adding a little flavor to my little intervention, right? And to bring out the best of me, right? I'm pleading to all decorators and event planner to come out to this conference, right? Because it's edifying, like what we are saying, we edifying us on that aspect. Thanks. That's it, basically.
Great.
What also that I'd like to add, persons want to know. There are times where sometimes do I have to, do I need to, and I think it is something that we should, because when you qualify in terms of I've been certified as an event planner, as a wedding planner, yes, but it was such a short time. But the whole idea in terms of the world of information, this is somebody, when I met Miss Agness, she told me that she teaches weddings and events, and I was taken back a little that you actually teach events and nobody's doing that here. So this is somebody who's bringing the wealth of knowledge to us to let us know how it's to be done and how certain things has to be done in terms of teaching. And I think maybe you can add to that.
Definitely. And I know Miss Agnes is targeting persons who are already in the business. But I truly believe that even if you're not in the business and you attend this conference, the information that you will be exposed to would be so great that you could actually start your own business. That's what I truly believe. So even though she's targeting persons that are already in the industry, persons who are already certified, it's going to be a refresher for you. Things are changing every day. So I would encourage everyone to really come out and be a part and support.
Great. So Kirk, what would you like to add before we end this interview?
I think this is a unique opportunity for small entrepreneurs, hairstylists, barbers, cake decorators, DJs, all the people that contribute to making a wedding successful. I think this conference provides an opportunity for them to get hands-on exposure, hands-on training. And I think it's coming from people who are qualified, who have had years of experience, who are certified internationally to provide this kind of training. I know Joy, one of the things I've advised her, and she's taking that advice, is to make it affordable for people to participate. It's something new. A lot of the small entrepreneurs really can't afford the real price of this kind of training, and I'm happy that Joy has taken the decision that this is not necessarily a profit-making exercise, but is her way of giving back to Guyana. Of course, nothing free is good, so there has to be a cost attached to it, and but that cost is, from what I'm told, very affordable. And I think, like I said, all these categories of disciplines that make up the wedding planning. I think not just the hotels and the banquet halls and so on, but like I said, I'm particularly interested in the small entrepreneurs benefit from this. So I'd like to see barbers out there. I'd like to see cake decorators. I'd like to see seamstresses. And an important aspect of all of this is that when this industry gets going, discipline and attitude are going to be quite integral to the whole process. Yes, you want to learn how to do it better, but in the final analysis, it's going to be up to the individuals and the companies to make sure that they are disciplined, that they understand that international standards when it comes to service is required. They've got to be cost competitive because they're going to be, I'm sure, more than one local business that can offer service. So people have got to price their things. Don't price yourself out of business, but rather, what you want is repeat business. You want when a couple comes here and they get married and they go back and they talk about the experience. You want them to recommend you as the cake maker or you as the seamstress because they would have had a fantastic experience here dealing with you. So to wrap it up, I want to say that this is a great opportunity for small Guyanese entrepreneurs particularly. And I want to urge them to take advantage of it and to thank Joy for introducing, the concept of training and education because information is power. And when you have information and you understand how it's done, this is a multi-billion-dollar industry around the world. Jamaica takes particular advantage of it in the Caribbean, the Bahamas. But they offer the sand and sea experience. Here, I think we can offer a different experience. We can offer, because of our ethnic and religious makeup, we can offer it to Hindus, we can offer it to Muslims, we can offer it to Christians, we can offer it to, if you don't believe in any religion, we have what it takes here in terms of the natural beauty, the religious, the mandirs and the mosques and so on. Beautiful flora, fauna, our sites. So I think it's a great opportunity. It's an industry that can offer a lot of potential for Guyana in the future. Notwithstanding the fact that we found oil and that's going to boost our economy. We've got to make sure we don't be dependent on oil. And so tourism is one of the sectors, and I think destination, not only destination, but even honeymoons and so on are important. And then the other point too. I understand that Joy is bringing someone in who understands the laws because there can be marriage fraud and that kind of thing. So bringing someone who will address the issue of marriage licenses to make it speedy and so on, but to make sure that the checks and balances are in the law so that there isn't marriage fraud and that kind of thing.
Great.
Okay? Thank you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to thank you all sincerely. But before we close, I would like to bring back Joy to just do some wrap up and some closing remarks and to just remind the public the dates, the time, her sponsors.
Well, thank you again, my dear. You're doing such an excellent job. I would hate to spoil what you've already started. But we're getting to the end of it now, eh? So we're going to wrap it up, and you would like me to again announce the dates, which is April 1st and 2nd. Looking forward to seeing everyone. Each one tell one, that's your responsibility. Potential wedding and event planners, people that thought of it, people that think they can do it, people that think they cannot do it, all are welcome. And please don't be deterred by your friends or your family. Your best notion in going forward is your gut instinct. I was told that this could never be done, I'll never make it because I've been in the medical field for years. And the only thing I knew were hospitals and emergency rooms. Well, here I am, traveling the world as a destination wedding specialist. I'm also a professor at Miami-Dade and Broward Colleges in South Florida. And what I do teach, believe it or not, is weddings and events. So what better place to bring it than to bring it home? I've done Love and Sunshine, South Florida. I have done Love and Sunshine, Suriname. Now it's time to do Love and Sunshine, Guyana.
Okay, great. And do you have a website that we could look at?
Yes. My website is joyagnessevents.com. Go there and you can see everything, my portfolio, my bio, everything is up there. And please do go through it thoroughly to see who you're getting and why you want to spend your money on education. When you're educated, no one can take that away from you. I know everybody's going to say, I don't need a wedding planner, which is internationally spoken of. But the thing about it is, when you are a wedding planner and you're a certified wedding planner, nobody can take away that knowledge from you. I know your aunt can bake a cake, so she's a cake baker. Okay? And your uncle can decorate it, and he is a cake decorator. But what we want are designers and bakers and florists instead of the flower shop down the road. We want to have a designer of gowns. We don't want a dressmaker. So this is where your terminology of different things come in when you are in the industry. And everybody talks about making the big bucks. Well, how do you get the big bucks? How do you get it? Knowledge is what gives you the big bucks. So let's get knowledge on the board and let's start rolling the bus of knowledge into different directions. Guyana is colorful. We've got a lot to offer. So please, let's make this happen. Thank you for your time, listeners.
Great. And this is a wrap. We wish to thank you very much and see you on the 1st and 2nd of April 2017. Thank you